Let's proceed to the reflection of -1, -2 about the theta, which is 45 degrees. In the Cartesian plane, we will have here -1 and -2. This is our point here. And we are to determine its reflection about the line representing the 45 degrees in the unit circle. The line can be drawn in this manner. Hopefully, I can draw a better line to represent 45 degrees. So let's assume that this line of mine is accurate. So we are going to reflect this point, which is again identified as -1 and -2 along the line of 45 degrees. Even if 45 degrees is somewhere here, we're just going to reflect it here because the line represents 45 degrees already. So let's determine the point, and take note that the possible reflection is on the third quadrant. So we would be expecting the values for x and y be negative. Take that our formula is indicated in this manner. We have x along the line of our angle is identified as the product of two matrices cosine 2 theta, sine 2 theta, sine 2 theta, and negative cosine 2 theta times your x sub 1 and x sub 2 components. Your x here is actually -1 and -2. So your x sub 1 and x sub 2 components would be -1 and -2 respectively. As for our angle is 45 degrees. Okay, so let's proceed now to the reflection of the said x point along the line of our angle. This is identified as cosine of twice 45 degrees, sine twice 45 degrees, sine twice 45 degrees, cosine twice, negative cosine twice 45 degrees times your x sub 1, which is -1 and -2 here. Before multiplying the two matrices, which is actually defined still, 2 by 2 matrix, 2 by 1 matrix, that's defined in the result is another 2 by 1 matrix. Let's simplify first the matrix with trigonometric functions. So you have your cosine 90 degrees, sine 90 degrees, this would be sine 90 degrees, and negative cosine 90 degrees. -1 and then -2 here. Okay? So, cosine 90, please don't forget that's 0. Sine 90 is 1. 1 negative of cosine 90, which is 0. That will still be 0, but just for the purpose of this, let me just simply write it there. So you will be having the product of 0, 1, 1, 0 by -1 and -2. So it's a 2 by 2 matrix. So 0 times -1 is 0, 1 times -2 is -2, 1 times -1 is -1 plus 0. So we have here -1. This is the point -2 and -1. This should be the reflection of point x along the line representing 45 degrees. Plotting that on our Cartesian plane, -2 is here, -1 is there. This is the point. Let me change the color. Blue. Obviously, along the line representing 45 degrees in a unit circle, we have here that reflection. This proves that our result here is actually correct, and we just used the formula intended for that. So you may review this on your own way, but this is the answer for this item. Thank you very much for watching.